Hi, Nick Dogle, North State Law, where we safeguard your professional license so you can get back to business. Today we're going to be discussing the North Carolina Social Work Certification and Licensure Board. This board will monitor, issue, regulate, and provide rules for licensed clinical social workers, licensed clinical social worker associates, and the like throughout the state of North Carolina. So today's topic is going to be what is the disciplinary process for this board. So first thing is, and this board is, they seem to be very heavy on process and prior to the actual investigator being assigned to it. I've dealt with a handful of these board matters. And the first thing that the licensee is going to receive is going to be a packet of information. This is very, very dissimilar to a lot of other boards that withhold information. So it's actually a great thing that you get a lot of the what we used to call in criminal defense discovery. So you get a lot of the information that the investigator, when the investigator eventually gets assigned, if they actually do get assigned to your case, is going to consider and look over and flip through and do interviews on and things of that nature when the investigation actually starts fully. So these are going to be like documents that a complainant sends over, screenshots of something that might show an alleged violation, kind of things of that nature. So that's great. You get a lot of this information, you're able to review it and everything, and kind of get a better idea of exactly what you're looking at as far as a violation is concerned. You're also going to get materials from the licensure board, and those are going to be lay out you're alleged to have violated this general statute, or you're alleged to have violated this administrative code that we have, or both. They're also going to require that you send them essentially a rebuttal letter to the complaint that's actually filed. You'll get a copy of that complaint as well. This letter is going to be required to be back to them and signed and notarized. You probably could get away with not having it notarized. I've had clients do that before they came to me. I would just go ahead and follow along with the rules and just go ahead and get it notarized. It's a simple thing. Keep your rebuttal to the facts. Don't do 20 pages or anything like that. You want to kind of keep it to the high points of what the allegation is. Sometimes you end up with a very, very complicated complaint against you, and it would necessitate a longer response, obviously, and a longer rebuttal in your response. So what ends up happening after this point, you get your letter in, the board takes that into consideration. They look at what the complaint is. They see if there's any legitimacy to it whatsoever. If it's a short board committee, essentially is what it is. If they determine that, look, there looks to be some legitimacy of this complaint that's filed against this licensee, then it gets sent over to the actual investigator, and the investigator will start the process on their end of interviewing witnesses, gathering any other relevant facts that haven't already been sent over by the complainant and produced to the licensee. They will give an opportunity to the licensee to be interviewed by the investigator. Depending on the situation, that may not be advisable. You've already submitted a letter in rebuttal. They've got your side of the story if you've done it correctly. So it might not be necessary to let them interview you and try to twist your words and ask you a bunch of questions to the answers that you might not know. Okay, so after the investigator concludes his investigation, he submits a report to the board. Board ends up determining if there is enough, essentially probable cause, to believe that a violation has occurred. If they do believe that, then formal process will start. They'll more than likely send you a consent order, which would resolve the situation. That's going to be basically an offer that they send you to kind of get everything resolved. Depending on the situation, it could be something that's in your best interest to take. You could look at it and go, I didn't do any of this. I'm not consenting to anything. I'm not admitting any liability. The thing is, on a consent order, depending on what it is, it may be public record. If it ends up being just kind of some sort of private reprimand, obviously not going to be public record. If it is a public reprimand or something worse, like a suspension or something along those lines, or you're put on probation and you have certain stipulations on your license, then it's going to be public record. You don't have to take that consent order, obviously. You can request a formal hearing in front of the board. You will either get a hearing in front of that full board, or if for some reason the full board cannot hear your case, you'll get an opportunity to be heard by an administrative law judge in front of the Office of Administrative Hearings. Either way, you're going to have an opportunity to present evidence, present testimony, to be heard as if you were in a regular court of law. If for some reason the hearing in front of the board or the ALJ, Office of Administrative Hearings, doesn't go your way and you get a penalty that you're not pleased with, you can appeal that to a superior court judge. Okay, you do that via a petition for judicial review, and you got to do that within 30 days of the order being entered, or the decision being made and order entered by the board or ALJ. So that's the whole process in a nutshell for the North Carolina Social Work Certification Licensure Board. My name is Nick Dogle. I'm the owner and founder of North State Law. If you have any questions whatsoever, please check out our YouTube channel, and our website is northstatelawfirm.com. If the answer is not on there, I will be more than happy to set up a time with you and speak with you about your questions and do my best to answer them to my best of ability. You can text or call me at 919-521-8810. Everybody have a fantastic day, and thank you for taking care of North Carolina. Bye-bye.